sometimes it's difficult to track this little me down, you see. It's quite evasive because we identify with it. And it's quite evasive. And one way of tracking it down is catching it when it complains. And that's where the complaining comes in. It has a habit of complaining. And so I'd like you, since you mentioned this word complaining, I'd like you to tell us more about complaining.
No.
Then I will tell you something about complaining too. But start us off. Would you like to take this again?
Oh, sure. I actually thought about complaining because I don't know if it was you who told me this wonderful story or whether it was the person it's about. The story's about a billionaire. That always catches our attention. And the billionaire was asked, what is the secret to your wealth? And the billionaire said, gratitude. And then he went on to explain, if you don't have gratitude, then no matter how much you have, you're poor. Because you're always looking at what you don't have. If you have gratitude, then you are never not wealthy. Did you tell me that, Brother David?
No, I didn't.
That's very good.
Probably the billionaire told it. You move in those circles.
So do you.
On occasion, yeah.
Yeah, we're the mendicants in the circles of affluence that to go in like a migrating duck and go out. Quack, quack.
That's very beautiful.
Yeah. In Zen we have an expression which I think is really beautiful about our, it really refers to our psyche. And it refers to our psyche as a treasure house. And I remember when I was working at the Maryland Psychiatric Research Center and working with my ex-husband, Stan Groff, using LSD as an adjunct to psychotherapy with people who were dying of cancer. And I was so amazed about the profound wealth of the human spirit in circumstances which for most of us would have seemed utterly daunting. And that wealth wasn't necessarily accessed by the people in our program until they were given a lot of support and preparation, and then they had this psychotropic substance and went through a very deep mystical experience and came out of the other end of that experience with a sense of their fundamental enrichment. And it kind of changed my heart and mind because I had felt that somehow the human spirit was limited. And then it was through the practice of Zen, not so much the practice of drugs, but the practice of meditation over many years. Brother David and I having a similar Dharma birthday, over 40 years of sitting. That this sense of plenitude in a world that feels it is perceiving itself as impoverished. One of the precepts